In this problem, we want to maximize the total tax revenue. So tax revenue, it's a revenue function, so it's price times units, and the price is the tax that the government collects per item. And then we'll multiply that by the number of items that they collect the tax on. And the number of items depends on the supply and the demand. So first we take the supply function, which is 10 plus 9q. And in this course, the supply function is always where we will put the tax. We put the tax on the supplier. And then the demand function will stay the same, which is 110 minus q. And then we set those two things equal to each other. It's like finding the new equilibrium point after the tax has been imposed on the system, and then solve for t. So to get t by itself, I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides, and then I'll subtract 9q from both sides. T will be equal to 100, take away 10q. Okay, so here my tax revenue is the tax per item, which is little t, times the number of units, which is q. But then I know that the tax is 100 minus 10q. So I'll want to set up columns in Excel. I need to have the tax revenue, and the tax revenue depends on the number, the tax per item. But the tax per item is a function of the number of items, according to this equation that we just found. So we'll let Q be anything. I'll start with, 10. Then the tax per item can be built from that formula we just found. 0. Okay, well that means that I'm not starting off with a great number. Let's try 8. That's better. Then tax revenue is quantity times items, 160. Okay, let me get just a few more data points just so I can get a feel for the data. Let's do 6, 4, and 2 items and copy that down. So starting from 2 up to 4, 6. So 160, 240, 240. So I have captured somewhere in this data a maximum. Let me use this row and use solver. Set the tax revenue to a maximum by changing the number of units. 5 units was the max, but what WebAssign wanted was find the tax per item. The tax per item will be 50.